wonder if it isn't, almost a cheap bet to put some money into the next crypto or the next blockchain company. After all, one or two or several of them will be winners at the end of the day, right?
Well, we certainly think so. As you just mentioned, having invested in 140 companies around the world, we're certainly spreading our bets.
Now, why is that? Are they not very obviously distinguishable from one another? Why would you be spread so, I don't want to say thin, because 140 companies is not being spread thin, that's being spread wide?
Yeah, well, I think our strategy is really more about focusing on investing in the asset class, investing in Bitcoin and certain other digital assets. And so our investments in the companies is really an attempt to build the infrastructure that's required to make this asset class as big as we think it can become.
How was May in the industry? It feels like there was a rebound, but things had got a little bit depressed, at least for Bitcoin and related cryptocurrencies.
Well, anybody who's been in Bitcoin as long as I have, since 2011, we've been through quite a roller coaster. Their price has gone down 80% 4 times, but in the past 4 times, the price has hit record highs afterwards. And so if you look at the price chart for Bitcoin, it looks like perhaps we're coming out of the crypto winter and we've entered the crypto spring.
So crypto is, on the one hand, but then on the other hand you have blockchain, and the blockchain technology is being adopted by mainstream businesses as well as, non-mainstream businesses. But it seems to be more acceptable to talk about blockchain in some ways than, digital coins and digital currencies. What blockchain companies do you have your eye on as the ones that will make it?
Yeah, it's interesting. We've invested in probably a couple dozen companies that are building infrastructure using blockchain for non-financial use cases. But what's interesting is the ones who are getting the most traction are the ones that are building infrastructure for the asset class, exchanges and compliance software, and companies building custody solutions. And really, I think what's happening is this growing awareness and I think a recognition that Bitcoin and other digital assets are here to stay. So really then the question is okay, well, if you want to get involved in the asset class, what are the different ways that you can do it? You can invest directly in Bitcoin, you can invest in one of our companies, Grayscale, has a publicly quoted product called the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. So there's lots of infrastructure being built that is making this asset class accessible to the masses now.
And of course we began our segment by talking about this crypto security startup FIREBLOCKS. As this space grows, and presumably it is growing, obviously there'll need to be more crypto security companies. Where should we be looking?
Well, we've invested in half a dozen companies that are providing that infrastructure. And what's exciting is some of the larger well-known financial services companies, like Fidelity as an example, are soon launching their own custody solutions. You have the New York Stock Exchange parent company ICE launching an exchange called Bakkt. So if you compare the infrastructure today relative to where it was right before the last Bitcoin bull market in 2017, it's really night and day. And so now the question is not if institutional money is going to move into the asset class, but the question is really when.